What's good with y'all, man? This is Mr. Solo Dolo coming back with another video. And before I even get into the video, I want to give a personal shout out to a subscriber, Kendrick Moore, for donating $25 to the PayPal. Much appreciated, bro. Your donation is very, very appreciated. I'm very thankful for it, and may God bless you. Seriously, bro, may God bless you. Once again, my PayPal and my Cashapp will be in the description box. So, if you feel generous, every donation is appreciated, man. I'm not saying you have to. It's not a must. But if you're feeling generous, my PayPal, my Cashapp is in the description box. So it's very much appreciated. And you will be getting a personal shout out. So once again, a personal shout out goes to Kendrick Moore, man. You're the man, bro. You're definitely the man. But I really want to talk to you guys about, more about me and how I evolved, coming out of 2021. Going into 2021, I was still trying to break through, my old habits. I was still trying to break through, into a new me. And, I'm gonna list 5 ways that in 2021 I have evolved. I have kind of come into a new me. I've come into, or I don't want to say a new me. I want to say more like an upgraded version of myself. So one of the ways that I've involved in 2021 was, first and foremost, building my credit. Okay, I pretty much started out with a low credit score coming into 2021. I actually got my first credit card May of last year. And, once I started getting things under my name, I started making monthly payments, being responsible, and just doing things to get my credit score up. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, my score is at the lowest, like around 400, and now currently it's like up to close to 700. So, what I'm saying, just being responsible and just, being responsible with my credit and prioritizing that, has definitely raised it up a little bit, and it's going to keep on getting higher. So, and this applies to everybody as well. For all you guys, you have to build your credit. It's very important in your 20s as an adult to have credit and to build up your credit to where you're able to afford a house loan or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But definitely build up your credit as much as possible. Another way for me that I've evolved was learning how to cook on my own. Okay, I used to be like a really terrible cook. I couldn't cook for nothing. I remember back in the day I used to like cook ramen noodles, what I'm saying, in the microwave. Obviously I stopped doing that, a while back. I no longer do that. First of all, that's like really unhealthy. But and on top of that, you don't want to keep ordering out. You don't want to keep, doing takeout and going to all these fast food chains. You want to get in the habit of learning how to cook your own meals. You know what I'm saying? For me, I have certain meals, certain recipes that I kind of conjure up and that I learned to perfect over time. And the more I've done it, the more I've cooked those meals, the more easier it gets, And it's just a familiar dish that I can always go back to and cook within and cook within a whole week. You know what I'm saying? Cook, out of the weeknights. Like something easy, something that I can remember well. It's very important for you to just cook for yourself in general. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to cook. You know what I'm saying? You got to read directions. You got to read the instructions and stuff like that. You just have to learn stuff. You know what I'm saying? Cooking is very valuable skill, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can cook for a whole family, you can cook for your girl, whatever. Like, that's a plus right there. That's a bonus. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, like for me, I've been cooking for like maybe about 2 years tops, and I've done the most cooking for myself last year, and finding different recipes, to really explore with, and different things to, try out. You know what I'm saying? So that's number two of how I've evolved. Number three. Number three is, leaving my past in the past. Now, that is something that I've really had to fight. I had to do a lot of shadow work, man, last year. And I tell you right now, man, getting over my past is something that was the hardest for me to do, because everything that was tied to my past, my habits, emotions, thoughts, feelings, certain people, events, that was still ingrained into my subconscious mind, right? And it takes a lot to unprogram yourself from all those, from all those, from all those past traumas. And it takes a lot to unravel everything and, create a new mind, a new brain. And like I said, I really had to fight to get over my past and to dissect all of my thoughts and all of my emotions and all of my behaviors, and really look and really analyze everything about my past in order for me to move on from it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wanted to grow as a person, as a man, I had to let go of the things that no longer served a purpose. So, like I said, doing a lot of shadow work was required. Doing a lot of journaling was required. You know, just spending a lot of time with myself was required to like really get inside my mind, get inside my head a lot, and weed out the things that doesn't belong there. Even just with items. There's like items that's like attached, that's tied down to your past, that for me, I needed to throw out. You know what I'm saying? For example, I'm gonna use my yearbook as an example. My high school yearbook, I threw that shit out. Okay? November of last year, I threw it out. And I was like, you know what? This reminds me of 4 years of my life that I can never get back. It reminded me of 4 years that was kind of like, was kind of hell for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get too much into detail about my high school experience, but it was just those 4 years that I wish I can like take back. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to be reminded of that part of my past. So I threw out my yearbook. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see any pictures. I don't care for it. It's below me. Like I'm better than that. You know what I mean? So I threw it out. The same thing goes with my diploma. I threw that shit out. I threw out my, I threw out another yearbook that I had. I threw out certain pictures of me and people of me and certain folks that are no longer in my life. Cutting people off that are of your past. And I'm telling you right now, like, it's the hardest thing to do. And for a lot of y'all, you may not relate to what I'm saying, and that's okay. You may not be time. It may not be time for you to cut people off. But for me, I'm so hell bent on growth that if I see anything or anybody that is tied to my past that is holding me back from growing, I'm going to cut that tie off. And that's just the type of man I am. I'm going to cut whatever it is that is holding me down from progressing. So leaving my past in the past has been one of my biggest struggles. So that's number 3. Number 4 is learning different side hustles. Now, there's plenty of ways to make money online. I'm not saying I'm a whole genius and a master at this, but it's one of the things where I've been looking into different side hustles to, make passive income and to learn marketable skills that have value to the online world, such as copywriting, affiliate marketing, etc. You know what I'm saying? Selling things off of Amazon, eBay, Shopify, e-commerce, etc. And I'm just now in the thick of learning these different trades, learning these different side hustles. So obviously I'm not like super established, but right now I'm kind of in the learning phase of these side hustles. So that's another way for me that I have evolved in 2021. It's just not depending on a 9 to 5, but getting the education, that's outside of school, outside of college, and learning different skills that you can monetize in the future. So I find that for me to be like very important and for my long-term, financial well-being and, just in business/career. So that's number 4. And the last on my list, 5 ways I have evolved, is developing emotional intelligence. Now, this one is a personal favorite. Emotional intelligence is something that was easy for me. The more times I was able to figure out, my triggers of emotions, like when certain emotions that I had would be triggered, right? I took the time to look at the things that was triggering certain emotions out of me, okay? And there's a lot that goes into emotional intelligence. Having empathy, knowing when to fall back, knowing when to get involved, knowing when to be an emotional support for somebody, but also knowing when having the intelligence to fall back when that situation no longer serves you. Having the intelligence to analyze your emotions, manage your emotions, and pick and choose your emotional investments. Okay, like picking and choosing how you want to invest your time into things. Choosing how you want to invest into people, etc. You know what I'm saying? Picking and choosing where and how you want to, deploy your emotion into what. You have to be able to, you have to have the ability to deploy your energy and your emotions into the right things that is beneficial to you. You don't want to get into the habit of investing your emotions into the wrong things and the wrong people. And we sometimes do that. We sometimes invest our emotions into the wrong people, into the wrong things. And we wonder why the outcome we wonder why the outcome is not to our liking. We wonder why we don't get the result that we're looking for, because we're investing our emotions into the wrong thing, into the wrong relationships, into the wrong connections, etc. So as time progressed, me developing emotional intelligence became a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? The more problems that I dealt with, the more things that I went through, the better I became at handling all these problems, right? And emotional intelligence was a lot easy for me to develop because I got so accustomed to falling back from situations and knowing when to get myself involved in situations that made sense, that had logic towards it. But like I said, I know when to fall back. I know when to withdraw myself from people, withdraw myself from situations, right? I know the right things to invest my energy into, and I know what not to invest my energy into, what not to invest my emotions into. And I had to learn that, as it was just one of those things where it's like I had to learn it even as a kid, as a teenager. It's just something that I got better with, as time progressed. For me, it just came natural. Like I'm naturally an empath, but I'm also very vague and assertive. I'm not always attached, because I know how to detach myself from people and detach myself from situations. But I also know how to get attached to things. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say I'm a huge attachment person, but when it comes to the right things, that's when I know I need to get attached. You know what I'm saying? And having the smarts to fall back when I need to. And so, I mean, you know what? I can really go in depth. Like, I have a video posted of me breaking down emotional intelligence. For every man, having emotional intelligence is key to living a happy life. It is. Having emotional intelligence can get you far in business. It can get you far in life in general. It can get you far in relationships and friendships, okay? In workplaces. You need to have emotional intelligence. That is a human attribute that is heavenly required, okay? Take my word for it, because I know I made a video about emotional intelligence. You can go back to my past videos and take a look at that for yourself if you want. I recommend it. But yeah, man, like, out of all the 5 things that I listed down of how I evolved in 2021, emotional intelligence is the biggest one for me. Because yes, I've been tested. I've been tested a lot, especially these past couple months, and still mastering my emotions. I'm still, figuring out my emotions. I'm still trying to figure out my triggers, but I am doing a better job at managing my emotions, okay? And figuring out my triggers and figuring out how I can stop my triggers in their tracks, and for it, trickling down to, that emotion that I don't need to, produce. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this year, make emotional intelligence a skill, a human attribute that you just need to learn. Okay? Because like I said, when you get into relationships, you have certain emotions that of yourself that can be triggered. And certain people may trigger those emotions, or certain situations, or maybe something around you, like an item or an event in the past that happened that could trigger that emotion. And you need to learn more about that emotion. These emotions that you're feeling, you need to learn about them. You need to analyze them for yourself and figure out ways of how you can manage those emotions and replace those emotions with elevated emotions. So like I said, those are the 5 ways that for me that I have evolved in 2021. Let me know down in the comment section of how y'all evolved in 2021. Okay, talk to me in the comment section. Engage with your boy. I want to thank y'all for watching, and shout out to y'all if y'all made it through the entire video. Like the video, share the video, make sure you subscribe. And that's it, man. That's the entire video. I'll catch you on the next one, and I'm out.